All right, so this is our first instructional video on Chapter 1 and Chapter 2. Know that I may break this video up into a couple of different sections if I need to. I also have something called a document camera here, so if I need to flip-flop to doing some examples on paper, I have that capability, and we can do that pretty quickly and easily. But what I would ask you to do is at different times throughout these videos, and this is just a tip for how to get the most out of instructional videos, use that pause button frequently. And what I mean by that is if you come to a place where you feel like you don't completely understand what I explained, pause it, maybe listen to it again, and if there's an example problem that I'm providing you with, try that example problem. That's going to help you to make sure that you're picking up what I'm putting down in the moment, okay? So as we move through this, the first chapter is Chapter 1. We're going to talk about, just intro to statistics here. All right, so learning objectives will always be listed, but to learn the basic definitions used in statistics and some of its key concepts, to obtain an overview of the material in the text, and to learn 2 ways that data will be presented in the text. Okay, some basic definitions here for you to understand: population, specific collection of objects of interest. So population, if we're talking about the coronavirus or those people that were infected with COVID-19, all right, our larger population might be the United States of America. We are focusing on that, okay? A sample is any subset or collection of the population. So maybe we're only looking at those individuals in that happen to be male, okay, that are in the United States, and we're testing for the COVID-19 virus, right? Census, a sample that consists of a whole population. So, it could be just Massachusetts, the state of Massachusetts. Measurement, a number or attributes computed for each member of a population or sample. All right, so if measurement, we might want to say how many had contracted COVID-19. That would be our measurement. Parameter, a number that summarizes some aspect of the population as a whole. So a parameter could be an age group, right? So we're only looking at individuals between the ages of 18 to 22. Or we're looking at individuals between the ages of 40 and 90 or something like that. And then a statistic is a number computed from the sample data. So we might say a statistic could in fact be that 80% of those individuals between the ages of 40 and 80, when they come in contact with COVID-19, actually contracted. Okay, so that is a statistic. So I know I gave you an example here, based off of the pandemic, but I just wanted to explain that a little bit more. Some more definitions: statistics, a collection of methods for collecting, displaying, analyzing, and drawing conclusions from data. Descriptive statistics, the branch of statistics that involves organizing and displaying and describing data. And then inferential statistics, the branch of statistics that involves drawing conclusions about a population based on information contained in a sample taken from that population. And then we have qualitative and quantitative data. Qualitative has the word quality within it, and there's a little bit more description involved in that. So measurements for which there is no natural or numerical scale, right? Where quantitative is an amount, a number, okay? And that would deal with the numerical measurements. So qualitative, no numerical scale. Quantitative, there is a numerical scale. For the most part, we are going to be working with quantitative data in this particular course. Okay, and then we talk about kind of what chapters 1, 2, and 3, 4, 7, 8 deal with, right? Overview of the text. We're not going to get into that too much detail right now. But here's a presentation of data. So we have a data list. This is a collection of data. This could represent a number of different things. It could be temperatures, it could be scores, It could be anything, but you can represent this data in set notation. Notice when we represent data in set notation, we don't repeat the values. So yes, there's two 18s that may have shown up, and maybe it's temperature, and it was 18 degrees on 2 different days, but notice in set notation, we only represent that 18 once. Same thing with the 19. Yes, there's 3 of them, but we only represent it once. And this represents a frequency table, so we have all of our data here, but then we're listing how many times it shows up. So 17 shows up twice. That's your frequency. F represents frequency. How frequent is it? 18 shows up 8 times. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. Okay? So that's our frequency table. We have some more key terms here that you need to completely know and understand. I might just be, actually I'm just reviewing those key terms again. More key terms here. Data list, frequency, data frequency table, that's what we just looked at, that had the frequency value. And then, just some key takeaways that you need to understand. Statistics is a study of data, describing properties of data and drawing conclusions about populations based on information in a sample. The distinction between a population together with its parameters and a sample together with its statistics is a fundamental concept in inferential statistics. Information in a sample is used to make inferences about the population from which the sample was drawn. And that's basically what statistics is used for, is for us to be able to look at a sample of data and then make some inferences, right, about the population so that we can better understand how things are functioning. Key takeaways: statistics computed from samples, right? Samples. A sample could be, males between the ages of 40 and 80, or females between the ages of 12 and 21, right? Conclusions made about population parameters are statements of probability, right? 80% of the people that come in contact with COVID-19 do actually contract it, right? That would be probability. Data sets can be presented either by listing all the elements or by giving a table of values and frequencies. Perfect. Okay. So that represents chapter 1 here. What I'm going to do is post another video that will encompass what we are covering in chapter 2. Okay. We'll see you in a bit.